Hello, hello. How you doing? If you can just let me know that. Let me just go onto the main page here. If you could just let me know that you can hear me, you can see me. Let's turn the sound off here. Yeah, if you can let me know you can see me, that would be great actually. And you can hear and see Ableton as well, that would be great. So if you can just let me know, we can get on with the masterclass and that would be all good. Someone could just let me know, that'd be amazing. Also, I had to replace this bass sample, so I'm not sure if we're still playing the right notes that we should be playing of this bass sample here. So so we're in A minor. So yeah, okay, that's being corrected. There, let me just double check here. Okay, yeah, that's right now. Okay, so yeah, if you can just let me know you can hear me and you can see me and Ableton's coming through fine, that'd be great. Okay, everyone's there? All good. Hello everyone, hope you're good. Right, so let's crack on. Sorry it's like about a minute late today. For some reason the stream wouldn't start, so I managed to start it in the end. I don't know what's up there, but we are running now. So today I want to look at audio and warping, but what I want to do is look at how we can turn some of the existing MIDI stuff into audio and have some fun with that, because the thing about audio is in Ableton and yeah, actually in most places you can treat audio very differently to you can treat MIDI. So you get some cool stuff going on when you make audio copies of your MIDI. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some audio copies of what we've got going on in our MIDI here. So first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to record all this in actually. So I'm just going to, and we could copy and paste it as well, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to record this in. So I'm just going to make sure that scene's playing, and then I'm going to hit record there. Make sure that I'm not looping and all that kind of stuff, and then I'm just going to hit record there. So I'm just going to get about 16 bars of this looping. There we go. So we've got that, and now that's all recorded into our arrange page. So I'm going to hit this orange button here, and now I'm going to start focusing on the individual elements. So a good way to convert stuff from MIDI into audio is to just set up an extra channel here, and then just temporarily freeze this track. Hit freeze here. And then if I copy that into this audio track here by holding Alt and dragging that down, I get an audio copy of that kick drum there. And then I just need to unfreeze it. There's numerous ways of doing it, but this is the way that I like to do it. And that means that we've got this kick drum here, have MIDI, and then we've got an exact copy here as audio. So now it's audio, we can do stuff that we couldn't necessarily do in MIDI. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually just going to edit out one kick drum because I just want one kick drum like that. So I'm going to edit the audio clip there, and then I'm going to control, and I'm going to crop that sample there. I didn't do it properly, sorry, that's my fault. I need to get the end bit all the way over here like that. Zoom in, and then I'm going to crop this sample. So now I've just got one kick drum there. So that's my audio copy of that kick drum now. So now I can do stuff that you can do in audio. So first thing I could do is I could reverse that, for example, by hitting reverse. Classic reverse kick drum. I could put that in there like. So that could be used as part of my existing groove, or I could use it in breakdowns to introduce the main kick drum. So let me just put reverse kick. So that's my reverse kick drum. So I'm going to keep that for later usage. But next I'm going to think about adding some glitchiness to this hi-hat patterns. Audio is a great place to really start adding some glitchy hi-hats in. So once again, I'm going to copy that process exactly. So I'm going to create an audio track here. And I am going to freeze this channel here. And I'm going to copy this hi-hat into Alt and copy into there. And then I've got a lovely audio version of my hi-hat. If I unfreeze this, and then once again I'm going to crop it because I just want one hi-hat. Careful to make sure that I grab the end arrow, not just the looping arrow this time. And then zoom in here. I just want one hi-hat, but I want to keep it in. Let's, yeah, just grab one hi-hat like that. Then we can place it wherever we want. We could even get this here like that, so we'd have to place it exactly where we need it. Zoom right in actually on this and make sure we've got, it's much the same as we did in Simpler, the exact beginning of that hi-hat there. And then I'm going to crop this, crop, there we go. And then we have one hi-hat that we can do whatever we want with. So one thing that's cool to do is, like I said, a glitch. We could do a glitch just by copying a little bit of that audio. So let me leave that one hi-hat intact because I'm just about to mess around with it. I'm going to Alt and copy across like that. And let's have a little listen to a glitch hi-hat here. So I'm just going to grab that first bit of the hi-hat, zoom right in there, and just something like that. That's a nice little glitchy sound. Or if I want it to be finer, I could zoom in more here and get it as fine as I want to get it to sound exactly how I want it to sound. It's not letting me do this here. Not sure why. Maybe I'll just copy it like this here. There we go. And then I'll copy that, and we've got a much finer glitch at the beginning. Can you hear that? So that's a nice glitchy robotic sound. You can just mess around with that. I like that kind of stuff. It has, so I see it, and then if I wanted to, I could get the end of this hi-hat back on there. So now we have a glitch hi-hat like that. That's something that we could definitely use. And then I'm just going to consolidate this. Once I consolidate it, it will turn it into a brand new clip. So it's my own little sound then. Consolidate. And then I'll hit OK. And then we have that like that. And then I could further process it if I wanted. I could reverse it, for example. Or let's reverse it again. I could change the pitch. So we're getting more into sound design there. So yeah, we could definitely use that somewhere. It's going to sound good with some delay on it. Not sure where yet, but I'm going to make another copy for now. And why don't we think about making some kind of riser out of our hi-hat if we wanted to get a little bit more creative with sound design. So I'm going to copy this across. Not what I meant to do. I'm going to copy this across like that. And then I'm going to time stretch the hi-hat. So I'm going to use traditional time stretching methods. So I'm going to change this to tones there. And then I'm going to change the sequence BPM. And if you see, once I change the sequence BPM, that will make that hi-hat much longer like that. So now that hi-hat sounds like... And then if I adjust the grain size, it will sound very different. And I can make that even longer if I wanted. So we can expand that out to that long there. And then what we can do now is reverse that. And then we have a kind of a very granular kind of riser effect. So that's just messing around with the hi-hats. See what fun we could have with that. Okay, so now we've done a little bit of messing around with the hi-hats. Let's have a little look at doing some stuff with some vocals, because that's always good to edit in audio. So I'm going to try and find a little vox hit here. I don't really want, I'm just looking for something with a spoken, more of a spoken word. Classic, some classic stuff here. I'm still looking. Okay, that could work, but I'm looking for something. I know I've got what I want here somewhere, I just don't know where to find it. So let's try vocal, see if that will help and find it. Maybe it's called, it's a better search term, maybe.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Can't you feel? Can't you feel? Can't you feel?
Right.
Just.
I want to. They're all too processed already, so just bear with me. I will find something that I want to use. Right, so let me check it out. It's one that I've used before.
Check it out.
Okay, so let's use this. I'm going to create an audio track in here. I'm going to drop this check it out vocal in here like this, and let's just solo this track and look at a few little cool tricks we can do in audio with this vocal.
Check it out.
That's the vocal as it is. So one cool thing about warping is when it's on beats, you can get some cool kind of stuttery vocal effects. So let's do this.
Check it out.
Make a copy first again. So once I start changing the sequence BPM, I'm going to get some kind of strange stutter effect for the vocal.
Check it out. Check it out.
So that's kind of quite cool, and obviously the faster I go, the more kind of the slower the original BPM or the faster the original BPM is going to make that sample go slower and slower and slower. So that's kind of quite a lot of fun you can have with that. And once you start playing around with different warping algorithms, you can get more of a classic garage time stretch effect. Very classic, used a lot in the 90s, late 90s. Texture, you could get a different one. So that's a cool way of doing some cool effects. Or obviously you don't have to use everything so extreme. You could just have it like this, for example.
Check it out.
So we've gone from this
Check it out.
to that, and then you can start doing some cool little edits. So let's get that first word.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
So I could grab that there, and I could make copies of that across like this.
Check it out.
So that's, you know, and then you can consolidate that again. Consolidate.
Check it out.
And then you could change the BPM of that again if you wanted, so you could make it faster.
Check it out.
And you can start having some fun with it. Also, you could mess around with the different sections of it just by selecting a bit.
Check it out.
Like that. I could put that up there and take that down, and then I could change the pitch of that.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Some other stuff which is kind of really cool when we're talking about audio. Classic effect is a reversed delay or reverb effect. Used a lot in music production, but also used a lot in films for, like, you know, especially in horror movies and stuff where you know, you hear the ghost speaking, or the bad spirit speaking, or whatever it is. They use a reversed reverb. So the way that we would put a reverse reverb or a reverse delay on something is we would take the audio there, and we would put, so that's it, the vocal there.
Out.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse this. Then I'm going to put a delay on this channel here. Audio effects. So I'm just going to put a delay on this. It's nice, I've got a new echo there now. Very much like, let's try something like this. Try a clean delay. Try something like that. See how that sounds? Okay, so now, if I freeze that channel, freeze that track like that. I'm now going to get all this together. And if I drop that onto another channel there, you see I get the delay is nicely reversed there. I'm going to undo the freeze. Unfreeze this channel here. And I'm going to drop this together like that. I'm going to consolidate this because at the moment this is two separate clicks because the delay is separate from the original click. So I'm just going to consolidate that nicely. And then if I reverse that again, I'm going to get a nice reverse delay going on there.
Check it out.
And I left the original delay on there as well. So we've got reverse delay and
Check it out.
the normal delay. So that's an effect you can use quite a lot in music, the reverse delay. Or a reverse reverb is good as well. Right, so next thing that I want to look at, cracking on, is chopping up a breakbeat. Also something that's a lot of fun. So let's get a nice simple breakbeat in here. Let's go to all results here. Classic. Okay, so look, let's set up. So we put a new audio channel in there. And let's do a little 8-bar loop of this. I'm just going to drop that breakbeat into there like that. Let's copy that out to 8 bars like this. Let's get this looping and solo this track here. Okay, so it's already kind of chopped up, so I'm just going to take the first bit of it, actually, because I want to make it my own breakbeat. So let me just take the first bit of it here, like this. Get rid of that. And then let's have a listen to that. Okay, that's nice. So I'm just going to consolidate that. And then I'm just going to put loop on that so I can loop it out. And then start making it into my own. So what I need to do is I need to find individual drum hits here. So I'm going to put a double kick drum in this second bit here. So I just literally select that kick drum there and I just double it up like that. So now it's, and a double snare in there as well. Just double that one up there. And depending on how we double it up, it's going to sound different. So, and let's go back to here. I'm going to move that other kick drum that I put in a little bit. To just get it sounding how I want it to sound. Zoom in a little bit more, let's get a little bit more control over where we're placing it. Okay, that worked for me. We just need to drag this out to there now, and then that one to there. So now we have okay, it's still not right. Let's just drag this one back out here like that. And then I'm going to put it before actually. Let's put it before there. So let's take this kick here and put it before. That's it. That's what I was looking for. So now we have now I'm just going to do something. I'm going to copy these ones out here like this. So that's going to repeat, but now I can put a little bit of more variety in there. Put some extras. So that's good. Yeah, it's sounding a bit crazy, but that's good. And then let's reverse this snare at the end here. So this one. Let's reverse that whole section there. So that's how I would go about chopping up a breakbeat. Quite a classic method for chopping up a breakbeat. And then if you wanted, you could, start changing the pitch of elements or time stretching them if you wanted. So extra kick there. Let's we could maybe reverse that kick for a start. Let's reverse it and change the pitch as well. And then this, reverse this last snare here and maybe change the pitch of this one up. So we can get into okay, so that's the end of the demo today, but hopefully I've shown some fun kind of sound design stuff that we can start doing in audio, and with a little bit of warping, treating MIDI files as audio, converting them to audio, and then kind of doing some stuff where we can start shaping our own sounds and getting our own sounds out of stuff we've done already. Hopefully that was useful for you guys. It's now time for your questions. Can we render a warped audio clip to a new sample in order to save CPU, for example, if we're using Complex Pro, which uses lots of CPU? Right, so I mean you can do, but that's not why I would render it. I would render it to make it easier to use, because obviously if you've got stuff like chopped up into lots of different pieces, that's going to be harder to to use in your arrangement and in session view and that kind of stuff. So it's much better if we kind of consolidate stuff into clips. I wouldn't worry too much about CPU usage until you start bumping into some problems with it, and then you can start thinking about ways of fixing it. So maybe that would be freezing the tracks temporarily or that kind of thing. But you know, I don't think you know, having a lot of, unless you've got a particularly slow machine, having a lot of clips in Complex Pro is going to particularly um, affect us, affect the CPU a lot. I think, you know, that it's going to be plugins, third-party plugins, and that kind of thing that are going to start really to affect your CPU. Sorry, right. Is it just a case of creating a new audio track and recording the output of the warp clip to it? No, you just, right, if you want to, so, sorry, so no, you just need to freeze. That's all you need to do is freeze if you want to temporarily turn something into audio, and if you want to permanently turn it to audio, you just flatten. So that's all. That's all you need to do is freeze and flatten. That's exactly what um, freezing does. You know, it's temporarily turning stuff into audio, and that's what I was demonstrating here. I was turning stuff into audio temporarily, so we could copy stuff into new audio channels. If you're chopping, joining samples together, how do you avoid clips and pops where samples join? Right, so that's where you can use the fade function, and that will help you get rid of clicks and pops if it's not at zero crossing point. So if I go into here and I go into, hold on, let me put that up there, and let me go to my, where's my fades? Mixer. Show automated. Where have you gone, fades? Why is it not showing me my fades now? Maybe the fades have gone from here. Typical, right? So yeah, fades for there all the time I was editing, and now My fades have disappeared. But yeah, normally you'd have your fades between your channels here, and you could mix your fades. I'm not sure why mine are not showing up at all, to be honest. They should be. There we go. That's where they are. So I think it's in Ableton 10 they've moved them around. They used to be in your automation pane, but now they are, when your automation is turned off and you have your clips together, you automatically get your fades there. So that's where your fades are between the channels. So that's actually just going to be mixing between the channels and fading, and that kind of helps you with the zero crossing pops and clicks. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so okay, yeah. So I mean, I like the Zoom recorders; are really cool, actually. You can get them from starting quite cheap if you just want a stereo one as well. But yeah, Tascam ones are really good as well. But my experience with the Zoom, personal experience with the Zoom ones, they are great. Uh, right, so I mean, yeah, I mean, everything gets marked, right, so everything when it's released is still 44, 16-bit, but it's probably worth working in 24-bit in Ableton because most mastering engineers will ask for 24-bit. So, yeah, so I would, maybe 44.1, 24-bit should be fine to be working with in Ableton or exporting, that kind of thing. Hello, guys. Still got loads of time left, so So someone must have some more questions. We've got 9 minutes left. Andrew, you've been great with the questions so far. Okay. Right, so once clip sample whatever sound plus related filters, effects, EQ is recorded and dragged into an audio clip, is it a good idea to add new effects on this clip? Confusing me. Okay, so right, effects will not be added to the clip permanently unless you freeze and flatten it. As soon as you freeze and flatten it, you're going to add the effects permanently to the clip. So if you want to use the same clip again with the same effects, you'll have to copy the effects from another channel, if that makes sense. But if you're processing the audio on the clip, maybe the pitch or something like that, then every time you do that, that's different on every clip. So if you do it on one clip, it won't do it to the other clips. Same with automation and that kind of stuff as well. Hopefully that makes things clearer. Okay, guys. So, any more questions? We've got 3 minutes left. Okay. Okay. So look, if there's no more questions, I'm just going to end the masterclass now. So that just leaves me to say thank you very much, everyone. Good. Okay, that's good. Well, look, guys, it was fun to share that with you anyway, and I'll catch up with you all soon, guys. So, look, take it easy, people, and let's catch up real soon. Peace.